Shout out to this piece of garbage. I know it's obvious and I know it's been said like several times, but Illuminaughtii is the scum of the earth. Now this one is gonna be super frustrating to work with. Also, happy Cinco de Mayo to everyone. Hopefully you're having a better day than mine. Now with that said, let's begin. With LegalEagle. I'm pretty sure this is the most obvious and you might have heard about it before, but if you didn't know, Illuminaughtii was basically accusing LegalEagle of copying her. Even though she copies herself, and we'll get into that in a bit. You really gotta love Twitter, huh? You really gotta love Twitter, huh? Since Illuminaughtii being the spoiled brat that she is, I'm gonna try to demonstrate her in the most accurate way possible. Not LegalEagle editors approaching my editors to take my video style, and when they didn't give up the info, they literally copied it. And by the way, I have the messages from my editors, found an email from them too. Just change the color from purple to blue, huh? Interesting.
You lying? Why you always lying? Oh my god, stop lying.
Even though there's absolutely no evidence of that, you really thought you could fool us, huh, Illuminaughtii? Don't get mad. Don't get mad. Deep breaths in. Deep breaths out. I'm feeling calmer now. First of all, what was the point? LegalEagle didn't even copy your content. She's just accusing him of something that he didn't even do. And that's not even the worst part. This next one will make my blood boil. And it was just over a highlighter effect. Like, it's just a highlighter effect, Illuminaughtii. Grow up! It's not copyright. He's not stealing. Everyone does that. I do that. Every time there's a video criticizing Illuminaughtii, she tells her fans to delete the video and report it as much as possible, even though it didn't even break the guidelines and it's fair use. This method is actually extremely frustrating. And you'll understand what I mean.
He tries to take my videos down. That is a promise. The reason why I said this is because in the past, Blair has been known to take down videos that criticize her, that call her out, in some very unique ways that save her from being directly involved. When it all gets traced back to her, she didn't directly do it, but she weaponized her fans to take down videos on her, filing for false copyright takedowns, all strikes. It's against a YouTube TOS, which can get you banned from the platform if you get caught doing it too much. And this is no one's fault but Blair's for once again acting like a
Plus, the person that drew LegalEagle's thumbnails, she actually responded. And she got the artist to take down LegalEagle's and his video. Humanity scares me. And this is over criticism. She also loves to take down other people's videos for zero reason over a fat joke. I'm dead serious. And plus, that joke had nothing to do with Illuminaughtii. They didn't even mention her. No, not once. And yet, for some reason, she took it down. But she's fine with making mental health jokes, anxiety jokes, depression jokes, all these other types of jokes. When she was on the Tommy Show, she made fun of Tipster for his mental health issues.
to stream. As fun as making videos is, all this pressure to do my best only contributes to even more stress. Tonight, I had the worst anxiety attack of my life. I didn't get much sleep last night due to staying up all night editing videos and further resolving the previously mentioned tech issues. I worked overtime at my daily job today, and work got so busy that I didn't get a chance to take lunch. During the drive home, I began to hyperventilate to the point that I had to pull over and get out of my car to breath. After a few minutes, I thought it was okay, so I got back into the car and proceeded to drive home. This process repeated 2 more times during the course of the entire drive home. As much as I love making videos, I feel like I am seriously putting too much pressure on myself to give you all my best.
And quick reminder that he was into the joke, and he was actually laughing at it. But this just goes to prove how much of a hypocrite Illuminaughtii is. She doesn't think that anxiety jokes, depression jokes, those types of stuff, they're harmful, but she thinks that a little fat joke is harmful. Like, seriously, what is the point? Which brings me to my next situation that I will be talking about. If you don't know who Cruel World Happy Mind is, she's a commentary YouTuber exactly like Illuminaughtii. So it's no surprise that they just put the same video. Of course, I can't compare Illuminautti's videos because of copyright and the fear of her striking me down. Yeah. But the videos are really similar. It's not because they're covering the same topic. It's because the way that Illuminaughtii presented it, it's extremely similar. And Cruel World Happy Mind noticed this and decided to send a message, a little DM. And she gave out her opinions in the nicest way possible. All she was just saying is that maybe don't make it way too similar. She never said that Illuminaughtii copied her though. Read the message. Hey hon, sorry I had to. I don't know if you know my channel. I'm a really small YouTuber who has been really inspired by the content you make. I got a few messages about the video you posted about TRS MLM because I've done a video on that topic. I'm really happy you're spreading more awareness on this topic, but it did low-key feel like a lot that was said in the beginning of the video really similar to things I discussed regarding TRS MLM and her controversies, the rate EV's bid, etc. Coincidences happen. And I'm sure as a larger YouTuber, you are accused of stealing content from people you've never even heard of or seen before, so I get that the message comes across this way. With the intention of just being open and honest, I was really hurt by the video though, because you're someone who has really inspired me and the content I made. So I wanted to reach out and hopefully have an honest but positive discussion of it all. Either way, I still appreciate the work you do. So what would Illuminaughtii do in this situation, you ask? Well, as Illuminaughtii always does, finds a way to complain about it.
I don't mention this person's channel.
Yeah.
But it's a very small YouTuber, and she DM'd me on Instagram claiming that I copied her.
You got that.
And okay, she claimed that I copied her video that she had done maybe a couple weeks ago, right? And the video that I had done the topic on was suggested to me multiple times from my comment section. So I just listened to my comments and I made a video because that's what people were interested in my opinion on.
Yeah.
So she messages me and she goes, "I'm just really disappointed because you're someone I look up to and you copied my video and I want credit." Right? So I didn't know who this person was. So I went to my moderators in my Discord server and I was like, hey, I screenshotted the message. I sent it to them. And I said, do you know, is this a YouTuber? Can you guys like tell me who this is or what they're even talking about? Because I had no idea.
Yeah.
They come back to me. It's this small channel. I'll just say less than 50,000 subscribers at the time. And she sources me. She uses me as a source in her videos, for one. So I found it kind of funny. And she... That was the point. I was like, you can't claim that I'm copying you when you use me as a source, honey.
Exactly.
But
yeah.
she sources me. And then obviously the first thing I did before even looking at her videos is I went to look at her sourcing list, because I think that's really important, is what do you use? And she had 5 sources. You know, I have to use a pastebin document because I have anywhere 30 to 70 sources per video. I don't play around. But she had like 5 sources. You know, one was Wikipedia, one was BuzzFeed, one was like TMZ or something.
Oh my god.
The most, you know, oh god.
Yeah.
And those sources are okay for a reference on certain things. Like I use Wikipedia as a starting point, because Wikipedia will generally give you an outline of where you should start looking. But those were her sources. And then she sits down for a video, maybe 30, 40 minutes long, drinks a coffee, is distracted the whole time, and just gives her opinion on how she feels about things. And I said, you cannot believe for 1 second, ma'am, that I am copying you. You are giving an opinion. I don't do that. And she even admitted, well, kind of, that she was restructuring her channel to kind of mock my own channel. So I was like, so you're taking my formula, essentially, like, you're looking at how I outline my videos, you're trying to replicate that, and then when I cover a topic that you've already covered, I guess, then you say that I'm copying you. But I was like, honey, I've been doing the same thing. Like, that's not my fault.
Yeah.
and then she deleted the DM after a couple days, but I kept the screenshot.
Yeah.
And I was like, I will remember this. I won't say anything, but I'll remember it.
I've screenshotted everyone who's done that.
I screenshot it too.
This is the thing, because you are in such a niche YouTube like genre category as well, because like you said, there aren't many people doing it, and the ones that aren't quite on, I can't say on your level. They're not quite the same. I don't know how to say
kind of almost more like the beauty drama channels. They're more, it's about the tea, it's being casual, and that's really what the difference is.
It's nice to watch yours that seem like it's done in a more of a documentary style, and then there's reaction, funny.
Yes. And this DM that I received was one of the first instances where I realized there was another community, and so that introduction was very negative. So I choose, now that I know this community exists, I choose not to really associate with them out of more of like disgust from this first message, where I go, I don't want to be associated with that kind of pettiness, that kind of behavior. It's just not, like, it detracts from our message. Like, what is the message of this community?
Right, exactly.
And I do feel like it's people jumping on the bandwagon or something they see as picking up in popularity, rather than having this passion for it that you have, and wanting to, not expose in that way, but, talk, bring this to light for everyone. Like you said, these are people jumping on the bandwagon, sitting there, reading off a few things they quickly Googled, and, like you said, jumping on the tea side of it, and, they don't have that same passion for it that you clearly do, and that shows throughout other people's videos, but...
It doesn't. Yeah. It's not to hate on them, it is a different type of content. That's not what I do, so it offers a new perspective, and I just... and, like you guys said, making fun of the people stuck in there, making fun of, that kind of stuff, not doing your research, putting half-assed information into the world, and then turning around and then trying to be petty and attack other creators in the same space who are trying to spread a message of awareness is tacky, and it cheapens the overall message, and it shouldn't be something that exists. It's not a personal thing. This is if you're gonna abide by putting...
Now, if you didn't watch the podcast, that's okay. She was saying that Cruel World Happy Mind deleted her text, which is absolutely not true at all, as it is still up. And she makes all sorts of lies, and she essentially bullies her because she looks up to her. And she does this a lot with her fans. But this one truly angers me. And get this. Cruel World Happy Mind responded to this, and she respectfully and rightly called her out. Of course, I didn't put the podcast and let it go on for so long. I only put a little bit so that you can understand without this being an hour long over what she did. I'll just go into her response.
And to hear so many people say the same thing about a situation and message me the same thing scared me.
I never straight up accused this creator, this larger creator, of copying me. On top of that, something I didn't mention in that video, and that this creator seems to conveniently also leave out of this whole story video. The only thing it had in the description was, in parentheses, sources coming soon, which is why I think a lot of people assumed that they copied me and didn't give me credit or whatever. I send this larger creator a message. At the time of sending that message, since I was like just a really small creator, I was like, I don't know how to handle this. I felt super awkward. So I was just like, hey, yeah, I'm getting a lot of messages about this, but like, let's talk. The day after I sent this message, I was like, whatever, this is stupid. As I've said in the anti-MLM video I did 4 months ago, as I've always felt, very soon after this incident, people have a right to do a video on a topic you've done. And I watched the video, and while a lot of similar things were said, coincidences do happen when you're researching for something. You can stumble across similar sources. I've made similar points that other YouTubers have made on a topic unknowingly, because sometimes that's just how people's minds work. And there were aspects of this larger creator's video that weren't in my video, and vice versa. So I got over it. It was not a big deal to me. This larger creator never responded. So I was just like, okay, they didn't see, but that's fine, whatever. And for some reason, this message made this larger creator think it's okay to go on a podcast and spread completely false information, as well as try and spread a lie about me on her Instagram story. I get messages that this creator went on their Instagram stories to basically talk crap about me.
Illuminaughtii completely fabricated a story, and she intentionally made Cruel World Happy Mind look bad. Now, Cruel World Happy Mind decided to send a mature message once again. Hey, I think I need to clear some things up with you. Obviously, you see my above message from the time everything took place, and you see my recent video. I explained the situation because I found the DMs with the other creator to be bizarre, but if you watch the video, I never accused you of stealing. A few people sent me messages about it, and they got scared, but realized I literally didn't have ownership over a topic, and that's a stupid way to think. Not sure if you watched that part of misinterpreted it, but I'd love to chat it out, because though you may believe differently, and I really wanted the drama to stop, and wanted the wrong people to no longer be blamed for all of it when they don't deserve hate. So, let's talk. Also, not sure if you're referring to me when talking about hitting views, but I really have no idea what you're talking about. Just lately started Googling myself and finding my name in weird places, but please, enlighten me on that one. Now, what would Illuminaughtii do in this situation, you may ask? Well, it's like she always does, absolutely nothing.
You're free now! Free to express yourself!
Oh no, the last thing we want is
World Happy Mind
expressing herself. We gotta do something!
Illuminaughtii didn't respond to the DM. Gee, I wonder why. So Cruel World Happy Mind decided to send another message. Last time reaching out to you, sorry if my DMs have been annoying. I just felt like there's a misunderstanding and didn't realize how offended you were by my message until someone sent me the podcast where you mentioned me. I understand how you be frustrated by my DM, but I didn't intend to come across in a harsh way. I think the way that I acted was ridiculous and was listening too much to commentators when they told me someone copied me, etc. I genuinely don't think you copied me. I now know how things work, and I'm sure you just got a lot of requests to cover the same topic. There's never been any beef on my end. I remember hearing somewhere / from someone that you live blank. I moved into blank because my husband is stationed here, and if you ever want to chat in person, I'm willing to drive where you are and talk it out. I don't want beef or anyone thinking I hate them. Cruel World Happy Mind apologized for something that's not even her fault. A matter of fact, Illuminaughtii should be the one to apologize to her. And what Illuminaughtii just did was she's going to do a debunking stream all about Cruel World Happy Mind. I really love doing debunking streams. And how do I know that this is going to be about Cruel World Happy Mind? Pay attention to the time that it was released. So this was the time that the drama has started. Also, go check out Ringman of Chaos's video. It's really good, and it's far better than what I can do. He honestly had a lot of good points to say, and I highly suggest that you go ahead and check out his channel. It's really cool. Anyway, back to Illuminaughtii. Next coming up is Sad Milk, which is Illuminaughtii's old channel. Illuminaughtii was part of Sad Milk And she was extremely awful there, to say the least. To say the very least. She disrespects her team and gives some people, like the Click, a bad name. And Wonder just got manipulated into her lies. Here's some proof.
Reminder. Never a gray area. It is wrong. If someone you know won't take action, then they are complicit to the problem, and so on and so forth, and here are some of the threads. In isolation, there is nothing wrong with this statement. It's one that I obviously support. However, the timing certainly struck us and the community as odd. Immediately after announcing her departure from Sad Milk, within 3 hours, this statement was made by Illuminaughtii and retweeted by Sad Milk. This, as anyone would know, started many rumors. Worth mentioning, she also pushed Wonder to release a hit piece video on myself and OT back in 2021. When Wonder left, she retracted her support by removing her comment under the video. Wonder has since then retracted the video and apologizes for the false insinuation it contained, and I hold no grudge against him. I wish him the best in telling his own story and living his best life. He's a sweet guy who got caught up with the wrong people. She deleted the Sad Milk community tab after my Twitter thread, where I referenced her manipulation of comment sections and vague posting in order to spread rumors or manipulate the public image of us on the collab channel.
Now the entire Twitter thread was Illuminaughtii was lashing out at her friends and her fans for no reason, and essentially just bullying her squad for absolutely no reason. Blair or Illuminaughtii has just manipulated many people in the community. And I was one of them. She even doxed Wonder and his suicide note. I'm dead serious. Extremely ironic. Just extremely ironic. And she's done a lot of other awful stuff. I'm not gonna dive into it a lot because a lot of other YouTubers have covered it. Their links will be in the description below if you're curious. But now we're gonna talk about the apology. The apology is awful. Now, one of the things that truly angers me is her apology, which, let's not call it an apology. It's more of her basically being narcissistic. And this is where I'm going to be mentioning the plagiarism. And let's not forget that in one of her videos, she was quoting a documentary and not giving credit. So, yeah. You can't be accusing a literal lawyer of plagiarism when you do the same exact thing. Hypocritical behavior.
Professor Hugh Fudenberg.
Professor Fudenberg has long been controversial.
A man named Hugh Fudenberg, a former immunologist who has been long controversial.
In 1989, he was caught up in a bizarre lawsuit involving the Food and Drug Administration, which told him he had to stop injecting his autistic child patients with blood products.
In 1989, he was caught up in a bizarre lawsuit with the Food and Drug Administration, which told him he had to stop injecting his autistic patients with blood products.
Then in 1995, he was suspended from practicing medicine and made to pay a $10,000 fine for his misuse and misprescribing of controlled drugs.
Then in 1995, he was suspended from practicing medicine and made to pay a $10,000 fine for his misuse of prescribed.
Yeah, saying that a lawyer plagiarized, even though you plagiarized a documentary yourself without giving any credit. That just makes complete sense. Oh yes, totally makes sense. That totally makes sense.
Want to give a quick trigger warning here for the mention of suicide and suicidal intention. After the car was back in my possession on the 29th of July, Oz and I received numerous messages from Wonder, which will be available in the Google Drive. What I specifically would like
I don't have to explain the rest here. This is somebody who trusted her with this note. And she completely failed on that. And then she just shared it to the internet like it's no biggie. It is. I don't have any words. I'm not just mad. I'm disappointed. From the fact that somebody that I looked up to just turned out like creep show art. Complete disaster. What you did was unforgivable. The rest was her lying about the entire situation, manipulating people into thinking that they could trust her, and she doxed Wonder's suicide count. This is the scene that really broke the camel's back for me. This one right here. This one right here.
Numerous messages from Wonder, which will be available in the Google Drive. What I specifically would like to highlight is that he insinuates that he had intention to and was taking action to arm himself to end his life. In a message directly with me, he explicitly told me that, quote, I was legit trying to get into my dad's gun cabinet to myself. Either way, out of concern, I called the Austin Police Department non-emergency line to ask for a wellness check. And when I explained to the operator what was the situation at hand, they immediately transferred me to the 911 dispatcher. I then read the messages to them, and I gave the 911 operator the last known place of his residence in Texas, which was his dad.
And then her apology, she just thought that people were overreacting and being snowflakes, even though we aren't. Doxing someone's suicide note is awful. Of course we're gonna be mad about that. What are you expecting? Are you expecting sunshine and rainbows or something? Because it's not gonna work. You used his note just to get the attention off of yourself, which is honestly just disgusting. She also lies to the audience by saying that the clique is fine with even though he was trying his best to report them. He just said he didn't respond because he was sleeping at the time. Has Illuminaughtii ever heard about gnats before?
That clique took action and reported and removed that individual from his server. I really wouldn't lightly make accusations like this unless I had seen them for myself. And let me be abundantly clear here, I am not trying to accuse the clique of pedophilia, nor do I have any reason to believe that he could be a However, he cultivated an environment that was a breeding ground for inappropriate behavior with minors to occur, and that's exactly what happened. Having our shared moderators approach me in my server about this very serious situation in his server was...
Of course, she would retell the story quite differently to anyone who would listen. Here's a screenshot where she's sharing that same group call and saying, "This is that call where I railed Click for not doing anything for months." Note that this date is in October, a couple of weeks after we had left Sad Milk. The statement about us leaving was made in November, but we had actually left a month prior. So the twisting of these events have been going on for quite a while. As for the staff member sharing inappropriate artwork in Discord, this happened about 5 weeks prior, so I'm not sure why it's being tied into all this, but
I play them back to back so you can get the gist. Trying to portray yourself as the hero, huh, Illuminaughtii? Trying to make yourself the good guy, huh, Illuminaughtii? Trying to make everyone else seem bad with zero reason, huh, Illuminaughtii? Making fun of a small creator, huh, Illuminaughtii? Making an awful apology, huh, Illuminaughtii? And the entire apology. She did not once, ever apologize to Cruel World's Happy Mind for what she did, for what she said. She never apologized for that. From the fact that this is supposed to be an apology, but she tries to make herself look like the good guy by comparison, that's not an apology. That's manipulation, and that is not okay. And for the fact that this is supposed to be an apology to everyone that she's just offended, well, why don't you go apologize to Cruel World Happy Mind? Because she deserves that apology. But for now, that's it for the corporate casket. And now you know why Illuminaughtii should never be trusted. Thank you so much to everyone who has stuck around to the very end. I know that this is not an easy topic. And this is far away from all the sunshine and rainbows, not that there is any to begin with, but I just wanted to say thanks to everyone who's watching. At Illuminaughtii, if you're watching this, you're an awful person. And I'm ashamed to even be your fan. Just realize that. I'm Sonny the Hedgehog Boom, and anyway, see ya.